While they wait for the next move of the new U.S. administration, the Ukrainian military is not sitting idle. A plastic manufacturing plant is on fire in Kaluga Oblast, Russia. The blaze is intensifying. Cyber confirms. Satellite analysis confirms that the January 29th strike on Lukoil's Nizhny Novgorod refinery hit fractionation columns in the Western Catalytic Cracking Unit. A major blow to Russian fuel processing. 3 oil tankers have been damaged by blasts in the last month in separate incidents around the Mediterranean, with the causes unknown, shipping and security sources said on Wednesday. The incidents are the first involving blast damage to non-military vessels to have taken place around the central Mediterranean in decades. An explosion caused a 1-meter inward breach below the waterline on the hull of Greek-operated crude oil tanker Sea Jewel at a port in northern Italy on Saturday, one of the shipping sources said. A second blast occurred 20 minutes later on the same vessel without causing further damage. Italian prosecutors have opened an investigation into the incident that hit Sea Jewel when it was at anchor in front of Savona Vado port, Savona's prosecutor told Reuters. Another vessel operated by Pantsir-S, the crude oil tanker Sea Charm, was also damaged by a blast off the Turkish Mediterranean port of Ceyhan in late January, 2 of the sources said. In a third incident, the Liberia-flagged chemical and products tanker Grace Ferrum was damaged off Libya in February, 3 sources said, with one adding that the vessel would require a salvage operation. The vessel was showing its status as not under command on Wednesday off the Libyan coast, LSEG ship tracking data showed. All 3 vessels had recently called at Russian ports, according to ship tracking data and sources. Shipping industry officials said on Wednesday there was growing concern over the incidents. Russian cargo ship Ursa Major sank in the Mediterranean Sea off Spain in late December after an explosion ripped through its engine room and 2 of its crew were missing, the Russian Foreign Ministry said last month. Since all tankers were carrying Russian goods, it's very likely that Ukrainian intelligence has its fingers in the mysterious blasts. Russian war criminal Yevgeny Bogdanov was eliminated in Berdyansk. On February 20th, a gray Renault Duster exploded near Building 96, burned to ashes. Inside was Bogdanov, deputy head of the Occupation Administration, responsible for finances and fortifications in occupied Zaporizhzhia. The 78th Airborne Assault Regiment repelled a Russian attack in the Sumy border region. 2 Russian BMD-2s were destroyed. The crew of the remaining IFVs fled after they noticed their way into Sumy was blocked. Russians attempted to break into the Sumy region with 2 BMD-2s, but after several hits, they abandoned the equipment and ran away. In recent developments in the Sumy region, Russian forces have intensified their military activities. On February 21, 2025, Russian President Vladimir Putin claimed that Russian troops had crossed into Ukraine's Sumy region for the first time since 2022. However, Ukrainian officials refuted this, stating they had repelled a small Russian sabotage group attempting to infiltrate the area. These incidents highlight the ongoing volatility in the Sumy region, with both sides reporting skirmishes and attacks along the border. The situation remains tense, and local communities continue to face significant challenges amid the persistent hostilities. Footage of Russian soldiers using donkeys on the front lines continues appearing.
Да ладно, не надо. Давай. Вам тоже удачи. Тут не, у нас сами должны привезти, вот тоже бензин без воды, блядь, вот. Такая техника. Гужевая повозочка.
The brigade was presented with the red victory banner. The column was destroyed. It turned out to be such a disgrace. Once again, after 3 years of war, Russian Z-blogger Kalashnikov, an associate of terrorist Gherkin Strelkov, is outraged by the decision of the Russian military leaders to throw their soldiers into meat assaults.
You all probably know that the 155th Brigade, our Marines, the favorite presidential brigade as they call it, was sent into an attack on the settlement of Nikolsky. I won't show this entire video, it's very heavy. The brigade was awarded the Red Banner of Victory, and they were thrown forward, so to speak, into enemy positions, into minefields, and under swarms of drones. the brigade, the convoy was destroyed. It's astonishing, the psychology of our generals who were giving orders for such action. They apparently believe that the red banner of victory is something like a miraculous, the images were unfolded, and so to speak, go ahead, nothing will happen to you. But in reality, what happened was such a disgrace. Once again, after 3 years of war, you might as well have pulled out the banners of Minin and Pozharsky's militia from 1612. And you probably would have dressed the Marines in, as they say, our infantrymen's uniforms and given them drums with flintlock, rifles forward.
Ex-U.S. Ambassador to Russia, Michael McFaul, apologized for Trump's recent statements, expressing shame. Many GOP Congress members, such as Don Bacon, Rocker Wicker, Kevin Cramer, Tom Tillis, Eric Schmidt, and Josh Hawley, criticized Trump on Ukraine. Some say Putin started the war, while others argue Trump's remarks contradict facts.
It's shocking. It's appalling. As an American, I'm embarrassed. I'm embarrassed for the soldiers that I just met in Munich fighting for their freedom in Ukraine against the Russian invasion. They knew who started this war. And it's not in America's national interest to have the President of the United States of America talk in this way. This weakens us, not just in Europe, around the world. Everybody is looking at the president thinking he's flipping sides, just like you said. My next book coming out in the fall is called Autocrats versus Democrats. And now I have to question, which side will the United States be on by the time it comes out in the fall? And I just want to be crystal clear. We can have opinions on whatever. President Trump says falsehoods all the time, but when it damages America's reputation in the world, this is a really serious matter. And I hope the people, I know there is no way that Secretary Rubio agrees with that analysis. There is no way that National Security Advisor Waltz agrees with that analysis. There is no way that the majority of senators, Republican senators and members of Congress agree with that analysis. Now is the time for them to speak up, because this could have catastrophic consequences for America's place in the world in the long term.
Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe. Also, if you want to support Warthog Defense, please become our member and get early access to new videos, exclusive members-only videos, and become administrator in comments section. The membership link is in the description.
Rescues every day. We had a guy last week at 6 rescues in 6 days. He's doing the job every day.